Good morning, students. Today we study the force, pressure and gravitation. See, what is the force? You know, suppose this is the object. Now, you know, suppose this is the car and it is stationary. Suppose this car is stationary. If you want, it is in the motion. Therefore, you apply a force. And the force is, what is the force? Which changes. See, this is the car. Now it is at rest. That is, we can say that it is stationary. That is, there is no motion. Now suppose the car, if we apply the force, we can change the motion, or we can change the distance, or it is the displacement. Now here we apply the force. Today we study about the pressure, force and gravitation. Initially we start from the force. What is force? There are different types of force. Suppose, see, this is the car, this is the vehicle. Now it is at rest. Thus we can say that no any force applied to this object. The stationary force or the force is zero here. Now suppose it is in the motion. That is, force is applied. Now in this case there is displacement. We can say that this object having motion, and for the motion, that is, this is the rest to motion, the force is applied. Now see, we consider the suppose force. See, suppose this is the object. This object is stationary. What is stationary means? It is at rest. Now we have to change the motion of or the state of this object. We have to apply a force. That is, the object displaces through the displacement or through some distance. That is, we can say that to change the state of object or its uniform motion. A concept is applied. It is called as force. See, student. See, suppose this is the object which is at the stationary, that is at rest. It does not change its state even if the force is applied. If the force is applied here, it is displaces through the distance. That is, the state of this object changes and the force is applied here. That is, we can say that to change the state of the rest, we apply the force, and the force is called as there are different types of force. The types of forces are You know what are the types of forces? We know. Okay, mechanical force, gravitational force, electrostatic force. Then these are all the examples of forces. See, आवाज बंद करायचा आहे. See, mechanical force. Then gravitational force. Then next force is, suppose electrostatic force. electrostatic force. And the next force, suppose we consider here magnetic force. Magnetic force. There are various types of forces. Here we consider gravitational force, electrostatic force and magnetic force. What is the force? See, suppose the object is at rest. Now we have to want to it's in motion, we have to apply force. That is, we can say that to change the state of the object, we apply force. Now suppose the car, suppose this is the car. This is moving with uniform motion. If we stop this car by a force, then we apply here the force. We can apply the force. Now there are different types of forces. You see, these are the mechanical force, gravitational force, electrostatic force and magnetic force. Here we consider gravitational force, electrostatic force and magnetic force. See, suppose we consider the example. You know, suppose we consider a tree. This is suppose apple tree. Suppose there is a Newton. It is sitting near this tree. The apple falls down. Apple falls down and it is towards the vertically downward towards the earth. You know, this is the simple example you have studied. This is the example of gravitational force. Now here we see the another example. Suppose this is the ball. If we release the ball, it goes toward the center of earth or it goes toward the ground. This is the example of gravitational force. That is, we can say that gravitational force, there is a attraction between two bodies. There is attraction between two bodies, or the bodies falls towards the earth. This is the example of this gravitational force. See, the favorite example, when the Newton discovered this gravitational force, he seated at near the apple tree. The apple falls towards the earth and he summarized or he take the decision why this apple goes or falls on the earth. Why it is not up the sky, not it is at horizontal, not it is at vertical. The force, it is vertically downward towards earth. The force is gravitational force. Now here we consider any example. Suppose this is the weight and we fall. This weight, goes towards the earth. Now our weight, now I am standing on the earth. It is due to gravitational force. These are the various daily examples of the gravitational force. Now see electrostatic force. Here we see the simple example of electrostatic force. We consider this is the plastic scale. If we rub this plastic scale and this plastic scale attracts this the paper, piece of paper, there is a force, and this force is called as electrostatic force. The electrostatic force, it is due to rubbing the two objects. That is, this is the daily example. That is, suppose there is a piece of paper. And if rubbed comb or scale taken too near this piece of paper, the piece of paper attracts to this scale and the force is electrostatic force. The force is electrostatic force. And third example, now see, suppose there are, there is suppose these are the two bar magnet. The bar magnet, this is magnet, they are having two poles, north pole. See the magnet? Have you seen the magnet? Okay. This magnet having two poles, north pole and south pole. This magnet having pole, north pole and south pole. Now see, north and south, they are attracted to each other. North pole and south pole, they are attracted to each other. Now suppose this is north pole, this is north pole, they are repulsed, or we can say there is no attraction. That is, we can say that unlike poles are attracted and like poles are repulsed. Now see, we consider a small activity. See the example. See here, there is a iron pieces and which are attracted to this bar magnet. Now these iron pieces are attracted to this bar magnet. There is a magnetic field, or we can say this force is magnetic force. This force is magnetic force. Suppose we consider a nails. These nails are attracted. Now see, suppose this is the nail. They are attracted to this magnet. They are attracted to this magnet. That is, we can say that there is a magnetic force. There is a magnetic force. You know the properties of magnet. Suppose this magnet, it remains in north-south direction. It remains in north-south direction. Second property, that is, we can say that the second property of magnet, suppose this is, see, the poles are attracted here. Thus we can say that this is north pole, this is south pole. They are attracted. That is, there is a force, and this force is magnetic force. That is, we can say that the unlike poles are attracted here. Unlike poles are attracted here. Now we change the pole. Now there is repulsion between two poles. See, this is north pole, this is north pole. Then we can say these are like poles. These like poles are repulsed. There is repulsion between these like poles. Thus we can say that this is the magnetic force. This is the magnetic force.